Hello, myself Sunil Ramkrishna. This is the 14th number part of the PHP. In this, basically, we are discussing what is PHP, what PHP basically connects, which all are the tools basically which are connected with the PHP. In this, basically, we saw that basically database basically like MySQL Server, Oracle, PSQL, MySQL, and MS SQL Server, NoSQL Server, like this basically. Google basically lots of cloud basically database also basically they have created like this basically. Amazon basically say that by हमने ही बनाया है. We have also created our own database. So database basically is just set of algorithm basically. In this basically one of the person told the who basically are good into the database designing. So that is a physical group. Uh, Mathematics subjects basically who are basically into the physics subject is basically there in the science, so who are basically into this basically good, they basically can create the good database designing basically. They only basically can create the good database designing. Nobody else basically can create it basically. Why? Because that requires certain level of skills basically. That is the algorithm that you have to put database in that side. For example, one database basically, one design basically got created, one row basically got created. In that one row basically where to put this data, where to put this data, where to put this, that is one row basically. Like these thousands basically of rows are there, like the thousand users basically data gets entered. That basically required certain level of skills basically. That basically somebody told that basically we have created physics subject, we have created mathematics subject basically. In that basically you can able to judge the stuff basically. So basically who are into the good this, they basically can create this. So that basically, so one of the person to the, yeah, basically you, one of the person basically asked the question, Sunil, basically you told that if condition is created from thousand cities, while loop basically is created from thousand cities, user controls are created from thousand cities, then what about this mathematics? Yeah, basically mathematics when it was created, that was created from some cities basically. That also 100% na, basically, because it's connecting to the if one person basically is good into the mathematics, one person is good into the physics, how basically is good? His body basically is just dump basically. He, when he basically started reading the physics, that time basically certain level of energy basically has connected to his body, and that energy basically are connected with certain level of areas basically. That city created this city, so you can just imagine basically the IIT and the IAS group basically, who basically approved the, for example, one person told that yeah basically in mathematics na basically the क्या था उसका नाम, Einstein basically he basically are introduced some new concept basically in the mathematics basically. So that everything basically they have to judge basically the IAS department basically they have to judge basically whether really basically his new mathematics idea basically is correct or wrong basically. How you will judge basically? So that is also question basically, man. How basically you judge that this physics basically person basically created some new formula basically, that is really correct or not? Then one person told that basically, Sunil basically it's chinta mat karo. Basically whenever the formulas basically are getting created by any person basically, our basically parameter are also added. Our means that is the government parameter. So government say that basically we are very bad basically. We are very bad basically. That basically government want to say basically. So one of the person told that like this basically the physical creation basically are also there basically in the mathematics and physics also basically. Because to create one database basically it's not so easy basically. That is connecting to the physical areas, database are connecting to the physical areas. One data entered, that is connecting, not connecting to the physical area, 100% it is connecting. So one of the person told that these all are the also basically connecting to the physics. So one of the person told that yeah, web hosting, use of web hosting basically with the PHP support, what is this everything basically? So one of the person told that yeah, if it's a data, if it's a web based basically, right, then server and client concept is always there basically. Then basically one of the person told, yeah, server and client, what actually this is here basically. So one of the person told that uh, server basically gives the server basically, for example, one person told that, yeah, I actually created one software basically. I want to share this software to 1 lakh people basically. He basically given one number only, 1 lakh only. Few people basically created the software and he told that basically I want to share to whatever global user basically who access my software basically. So like this basically the requirements basically are gathered. According to that basically some computer is also required basically who will collect this requirement, this, that, each and everything basically. Then he told that yes basically. So one of the person told that that space basically where you deploy the software basically, that is given the name as a server basically, which is going to be placed, which is going to be connect to the each and every clients basically, and clients are going to access to the database. So this is basically the best example of client server data. So PHP basically is one requirement, right, basically. So that requirement is supposed to be fulfilled by the server departments basically. So the server departments that is like IBM servers are there, Microsoft servers are, Compaq servers are, Dell servers are there, like this mainframe servers basically, computers are there, IBM servers are there. Like this basically they have the, they are telling that basically हम भाई तैयार है PHP का, whatever PHP basically is going to deploy, for that basically we are ready. So like this basically PHP say that basically we are giving this deployment to you. You basically deploy this software basically according to this step basically. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to install this, you have to install that DLL, you have to install these APIs. Like this basically they give the instruction to the PHP departments. That is the PHP server group basically. Like this basically one software, 10 software, 100 software, 1 lakh software, 1 crore software. Means software means websites basically, web browser, web data basically. That is basically getting deployed into the certain level of PC. Here basically I used web data. So that is also basically one word basically. Web and data basically. So one of the person told like this basically the PHP also basically rules. PHP server basically, sorry, PHP softwares basically are deployed into the certain level of server basically, which is basically already prepared by the web servers creation departments basically. Like this basically many companies basically say that basically we basically can deploy PHP in our server. Like this basically this is also basically who supports the PHP. Like this basically few people says that basically. Now basically one of the person told that PHP basically how basically one person told that यार मेरे को PHP सीखना है basically. One person told that I want to learn the PHP. Then he told that यार PHP सीखना है. So for that you have to set up the environment also basically, yeah, basically. Otherwise basically how you, so 1% of the where basically I will write the PHP code here basically. So he told that basically bhai tere agar you don't have any basically, you if you can write in the notepad also basically it is valid basically. But PHP says that basically bhai you are basically going to the notepad. We have certain level of AI level editors basically available. Notepad says that basically we are simple and solo, this, that, each and everything basically. Each and every code basic. Java basically say that you can write the code in the notepad. Or certain level of very senior developers basically write the code in the notepad also basically. But AI tool editors are also nowadays basically the notepad also basically are connected up to the AI level basically. You can just imagine basically. AI means set of conditions basically, nothing basically. So one of the person told that AI editors are the PHP editors are there. If you want to write any PF, how basically you know, web browser you are, for example you are creating one PHP program, how basically the your desktop basically will know that basically this is PHP program basically. For that something basically you have to do into the PC na basically. Otherwise basically Microsoft basically say that basically we have not created everything basically for everyone basically. If you want to use in our Microsoft basically you can use. So in next video basically I am going to say little bit more about this topic.